Remember, when you go to the meeting, less is more.
I'd like to welcome you to the Carroll County Commissioners meeting and would request that you join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we have some minutes to approve.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to approve all minutes presented for today. I went through basically accurate.
That would include,
April 18th, May 23rd, 23rd, and May 16th.
so I have a motion and a second to approve all minutes. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Excuse me. Okay, next up we have approving the following claims, and they are quite a list, some of which are like local income tax distributions. So these are not all billed today.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to pay all claims as presented. I went through the same list from me. They were all accurate.
I will second the motion.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second to approve all claims as presented. All in favor of that motion, please say aye. Aye. Motion passed. We got through that, and we are up to 9:05 and County Highway 10. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning. Bids to open.
Feels like the top dropped right to the bottom, doesn't it?
Yep. All right, the first bid is from E&B Paving. We have a total bid of $2,030,087.65.
Who was that for, Ken?
E&B Paving. Next bid is with Riley Construction. And their total bid is $1,889,316.13. Next bid is from Central Paving. $2,218,092.50. Last bid is from Milestone Construction. $2,441,899.35.
Motion approved.
That's all the bids.
Okay,
We'll take them under consideration and.
Yeah, if I could,
Next.
I'll bring it back with a recommendation.
I'll make that motion to send them back to the 20 or the 18. No, the 20. Thanks again.
Sure.
okay, so I have a motion and a second that, he will compile all these, compare them, and bring back the results to us. Thank you, gentlemen. All in favor of that motion, please say aye. Aye. All of you who bid, we appreciate it.
All right, my next item is I just want to review and approve the proposed 2022 chip and seal roads that were submitted last meeting. If you have any questions, I'm going to try to answer those for you.
You guys have any questions about them?
We got our roads that we requested on there and everything else looked good.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion to approve the chip and seal.
I'll second.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second to approve, the chip and seal, program for this year. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
And I just have an announcement for you. I've got word from NDOT that US 421 will be closed for repaving starting June 13th,
June
June
13th.
13th, and going through September 1st.
Is that south, the
Sure.
Rossville?
From 26 up to County Road 100 North.
That's all I have to do is factor.
Yeah.
Good, it needs it.
Uh-huh.
So they're gonna close the whole thing, or just?
They're gonna do it in 3 phases, but the detour that they have is for closing that whole thing. The official detour is 26 to 75 to 18 back to 421.
That's good, that was for,
Sure.
the non-filling that right there. Yeah, it's been a long time since we had any repair to it.
Well, I can remember well when I hated it the last time, it was just beautiful. But, Angie and I were just dating then, and, we used to ride our bicycles up through there, because it was all closed off, and just smooth as could be. That'd be 33, 34 years ago.
Telling your age.
Right. Okay. Oh, I had a lady come to me, Kent, and tell me how wonderful she thought it was of the
When is this gonna be
paving, or
done?
the patching up
June
around the
what,
lake.
June what,
She
13th,
said she had just come back from,
until,
Florida, and just as she was
in September.
getting close there, she
Oh.
said, oh, I'll bet I'll have a whole bunch of potholes I have to deal with out here. She says, I got down in there, and it was just beautiful, so,
We're trying to patch the holes before we pave or chip and seal them.
yeah, okay. Sounds good. Custodian Keith,
Good morning, gentlemen.
good morning.
I was asked to return to give Lauren some time to go down and look and kind of assess the issues and stuff for the relocation of my office into the old EMA office. And, Lauren, I think understands now why I
What do you think, Lauren?
request.
Well, I got thinking this morning, we don't have an office, maybe we want to.
A lot of people
Come
like
on down.
there.
No, I think definitely there's a need there, and what's going on back in the other parts of, we don't want to do it, put offices in the basement, it's good for us.
You wanna make that motion?
Make a motion, and I'll keep it to take over the office of EMA and use that space of EMA and the corners.
I'll second that.
Okay, now, do you still have the, voting machines back there in the back?
Currently,
No.
no,
They should be down in the museum.
They're in the museum, are they?
I believe so. I haven't been in the museum to see, the election stuff to see.
So I have a motion and a second to, allow Keith to take over the space down there that was the emergency management. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
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 Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Probably moved in.
No. I got too much other stuff.
How has the, movement of the, EMA office come along?
It's removed.
It's removed.
The internet and telephone was hooked up Friday,
Okay,
so
so you're in business down there, huh?
we're hooked up. It's just, everything else is just coming along slow.
Crystal, have you been able to find space down there for you?
There's the basement, we put her, dug a hole and put her in. She missed the basement before I. No, I stopped down there this morning when I came in.
Did you?
Yeah, they're getting quite a bit done down there. Still got some more planning and stuff in Google.
I'd like to stop out and see. Haven't been there since the day I gave you the keys.
Anytime.
Okay. Carson Smith, Envoy Company for, bill and operating transfer. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. How are you?
Good.
I have less hair than Carson Smith, but my name is Rich Taylor. I'm Vice President of Business Development for Envoy. And thank you, Commissioners, for having us here today. Though not all of you were able to attend our more detailed BOT presentation to the jail committee, so I'm honored to be here today to talk more about Envoy. What you'll find is you'll have this document here inside the binder that you have. This is the actual presentation. The binder just gives you some more information about Envoy and Envoy's history.
Do you want an extra?
Yes, ma'am, we'll get you one, Carson. We can send over digitally if you'd like as well, whatever, that's okay. Mr. Johnson, thank you,
Carson,
sir.
do you happen to have an extra one of these?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, an extra. Could you give one to the press here? please?
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, Bill.
Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, no, my pleasure. You know, I've spent a number of years in this town managing an office for Union Planners Bank back in the day. They're no longer around, but I remember coming here often to work. I do have some executives from the team here I'd like to introduce. I have John Barbie, if you wouldn't mind standing up. John Barbie's our COO and owner of the company.
Nice to have you here.
And I have Jonathan White, our Vice President of Construction, here with us as well, along with Carson and I. So you've seen Carson and I a few times and hope to make it back for future meetings as well. Though not here today with us is our CEO and owner, Scott Baldwin. He's a retired Indianapolis police detective, was on one of the first CERT teams for the Indiana Department of Corrections. He's our development side of the house, runs our development side of the house, and currently is also a state senator serving for the Hamilton County area. So it's a long life of service. Also, who's not here with us today, but it's important to mention, is Kevin Sullivan, our chief estimator. Has significant amount of jail experience and number of beds through his almost 40-year career as chief estimator for the company. And then as you see, you have Jonathan White. John Barbie and Jonathan White will have specific roles on this project if selected. John Barbie will serve as principal in charge and will be intimately involved in the project. And Jonathan White will serve as our executive project manager if we were ever to be selected to do work with the county. If you go to the next page, wanted to just talk about some of our qualifications. Started in 1982 under a different name, Envoy has been perfecting our development and construction expertise for 40 years this year.
We have completed over 200 million in public-private partnerships. Build, operate, transfer, as I noted in my previous presentation, is just a public-private way, a P3, public-private partnership way to deliver a public project. We have a tremendous amount of experience in development and construction, and our team members have completed over $190 million in jail projects with over 4,000 beds. Everything from large ICE detention facilities in Southern California to master planning and completing almost every project until the most recent project in Hamilton County for their corrections campus. So we took that project from master planning all the way through construction. We have a unique approach to build, operate, transfer projects. Wanted to go over some of the details about the way that we approach these projects. And it's really driven by Envoy's core values of transparency, collaboration, commitment, and family. In order to work with through public-private partnerships and build, operate, transfer, you have many different partners on the team, from various trade contractors to obviously the owner in the sheriff's department, the county is the owner and the commissioners, to the council for financing. And we wouldn't be this successful at delivering public-private partnerships without that transparency and collaboration. We know as owners what it's like to build projects. We own our own projects, we build our own projects as a developer as well, with over 300,000 square feet of facilities that we maintain and operate. And our team is very close-knit. We all share these core values. This is how we hire, how we evaluate performance in our company, so it's important that we mention this today. Envoy is really known for our innovation. We use Procore, one of the top construction management and systems in the nation. This system will give you guys as the owner 24/7, 365 access from any device to project details, drawings, information, reports, site visits. It's an innovative tool to help manage a construction process. Our team has a significant security and tech acumen. We own a tech company. We own a security consulting company. So we understand how to deliver secure projects such as correction and police and public safety related projects. And our innovation with our developer mindset. That's what differentiates us from most of our competition, is we are true developers. We understand what it's like to have our own capital, our own dollars at risk to deliver important projects. We take a unique approach to mitigating risk and overcoming challenges. I think if somebody tells you they've delivered every single project on time and on budget, I don't know if they're probably being truthful. Every project you're going to run into challenges. There's gonna be risk that you have to evaluate as an owner, and we're adept at managing those risks on your behalf. And when the tough questions need to be asked, and you run into a challenge, we don't run away. We face it head on with transparent and collaborative communication. We're there to be able to handle the tough questions and challenges and to overcome them for your benefit. Next, I wanted to talk briefly about how we approach this process. Mr. Johnson and Mr. Starkey will help you with the procurement process, which I had outlined in detail previously. But one of the most important things is, once you start a project, is to start it off right. In order to do that, you want to have a very detailed and in-depth stakeholder and development kickoff meeting that Envoy would lead. We developed through that process what's called a responsibility matrix. So everybody knows their roles and responsibilities throughout delivering a successful project. Next is, which is, something that you guys have been working through, and is design management. It's through the BOT process, it provides unique ability to help work collaboratively with Elevatus and manage the design process, to control costs, to provide quality construction, operational efficiency, and making sure the security planning is on point. We do this through a few different ways, but most importantly to control costs and to understand long lead time items and addressing those, and taking a innovative approach is continuous estimating. This process allows you to lock in pricing at an early phase and negotiate that pricing throughout the process, unlike other delivery methods. As developers, with the experience we have, we're used to doing that on our own projects, so we understand this delivery well. You will eventually get to what's called a guaranteed maximum price, a GMP. You want somebody like us. We provide transparent and detailed GMP reporting. You want this report, though, backed by significant pages of data. You want it to be easy to read and understand, and to be very detailed. Which, one of the ways that you can control costs and as an owner mitigate risk is through the setting of appropriate contingencies and allowances. You want somebody who's going to be transparent, that provides you what those contingencies and allowances are and are able to justify them. And then next is, how does a project get handed back or transferred to you? Typically, you own the project through the whole entire process. The developer gets an easement to construct the improvements. Those improvements are transferred back to you at the end of the project. What our team can provide, which is unique, is we can support commissioning of MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems, and other building systems, building automation systems, security. We can provide, through build, operate, transfer, you can procure furniture, fixture, and equipment without an additional procurement process. We have a system of doing that, and also we can go direct to manufacturer for some of these items, as we do on some of our own projects. That saves cost. We can also help with installation and management and move management of those items. The other thing is we provide robust owner and equipment manual and systems training. So when we turn this improvement back over to the county, all of the team knows how to operate and maintain this equipment. And then also we provide support throughout the warranty period. Not just a 1-year warranty walkthrough, but support from the time that the project is transferred to you all the way through the continuation of the warranty. Questions about that process? I know I only had 15 minutes, so I hit it quickly. It's not as detailed as what I had presented before, but I just wanted to make sure that the team understood our sort of core values and some of our unique approaches to this delivery method. Seeing that? Great.
Yep.
Then we'll go to the last page, which is just some of our recent experience and how we approach those projects. You may know the commissioners in Montgomery County. We are honored to be selected to run their Annex project through Build, Operate, Transfer. Envoy privately acquired the real estate for $70,000 less than the list price. We privately financed the acquisition, working with their licensed municipal advisor, Jeff Peters. We financed the construction, and we are they're in there operating that facility now. It's a former senior living facility that we turned in to their new county annex offices. They had run out of space at their courthouse. The next is the City of Carmel Police Station and Judicial Center. That was a unique project with very tight timelines, includes a significant renovation of their police station, and a construction of a new judicial center. The judicial center was awaiting the condemnation of a Huntington Bank building, so you couldn't start the new construction until that bank was acquired. We took a unique approach and scheduled the phasing of the renovation first, which was unique to what they offered, and it's one of the reasons why we were selected. What that did was decrease the project timeline. From at the submission of our RFPQ, we submitted a probable cost estimate of the work of the project. Almost a year later, when we set GMP, our guaranteed budget was 6.9%, only 6.9% more than the probable cost estimate we submitted at basically a schematic design level of drawing, a very low detailed construction drawing of the project. They've been very happy with our work. The other two are the two Frankfurt projects. This is an example why build, operate, transfer is such an important tool and delivery method for municipalities. The police station and aquatic center, both of those projects the city of Frankfurt has been trying to accomplish for well over 3 years from the previous administration. When they ran this process like you typically do, they designed it, they bid it, and they wanted to build it. But when they took both these projects out to bid without a construction expert like us on the team, the police station came over, I believe, almost $2 million over budget, and the aquatic center almost $1 million over budget. And they were stuck. They didn't know how to proceed and to accomplish their project. We came in there and spoke to them about how they could run it under one procurement through build, operate, transfer. We set GMP at $10.8 million for the aquatic center. I've already broken ground on that project for them, and then was able to set the police station project at a GMP that they were willing to spend, and we'll be breaking ground on that project on June 27th. A significant way that I highlighted earlier about our innovative approach to design management. These are perfect examples on how we can accomplish and hold your costs for you throughout the process. And the final project, which I wanted to highlight for a couple of innovative ways we approached it, is the Clinton County Annex Courthouse and Jail project. We were selected by the commissioners there specifically because of some of the challenges that they were facing. They had a complete courthouse renovation. They had just bought an old Union Planners Bank building that I actually used to manage as well for Rita Hall every once in a while. When the Union Planners Bank building there on the corner. Yes, sir, that'd be the northwest corner of the courthouse. I used to work in that office back right after college. For
Used to be
Union Planners.
Clinton County Bank.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yep, and MBD for Chicago, and then Union Planners Bank. Yes, sir. I started shortly after they changed the name to Union Planners. Around the same time I was coming here to Carroll County and Delphi. What's unique about this project is they had mechanical systems in their courthouse and their jail that were failing. They were at the end of useful life. They were running one procurement. But many don't realize that you can set multiple guaranteed budgets under one procurement. So how did we do this? First off, we knew we needed to address their MEPs. So we set a separate agreement under the BOT agreement to set a GMP for their mechanicals. With the summer that we're expecting and the cost to relocate inmates, we knew that we had to address their mechanicals right away to save them costs and to ensure they weren't in a situation where they didn't have air conditioning during the summer in their correctional facility. The other important component of that is that we needed to phase the project so we could have the annex completed. They went out to bid on their third floor before we got selected, courthouse project. It came in wildly over budget than what they expected. So we said, hey, why don't we spoke to the judges and the commissioners, said, why don't we wait? We'll procure it all under one procurement for the courthouse renovation. We'll complete the annex first, move your teams and the temporary courts over to the annex, And not only are we significantly reducing the duration of the renovation to their courthouse, but we're saving them money in the meantime, being able to deliver them each under one procurement. And as we manage the design of the third floor, which they had already designed and already went out to bid for, came in significantly over budget. So I just wanted to provide a few examples of the way that we approach build, operate, transfer, just some of our acumen, history, and just a little bit more information about Envoy.
Where
Commissioner
is the
Sheriff?
aquatic center?
Yes, sir?
Where is the aquatic center?
That's in the TPA park. It's at their existing, where their existing pool was. So they're doing in the historic TPA park. So they're doing some renovations to the pool house, adding a new building, and then a complete renovation. It'll have a lazy river, multiple slides, a zero depth entry, pool for children and those with, disabilities.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. I really appreciate the opportunity to come present today. Thank you.
Do you offhand know the age of the Clinton County Courthouse?
Uh,
How old is it? No?
1892.
Huh?
1892.
I thought it was older than this one.
yeah,
It still has, fireplaces in there, I think, a couple of them.
Yeah.
John,
Had a tunnel from the jail to the courthouse so that the ball and chain wouldn't be visible publicly.
When did that come out of the courthouse?
It came out in the surveyor's office, which the surveyor's office didn't exist. The ground floor was for the delivery for the stable for the horses and carriages of the courts, basically, the court, and the 4 county officers.
The ground floor was a stable.
Well, yeah, right. That's where they kept their buggies.
Isn't that something?
And they had, you entered the courthouse by steps. The first floor of courthouse was actually on, what's the second floor? But they didn't want to see the prisoners
I'd like to be a custodian.
pulling the ball on the
Yeah.
chain, so they built a tunnel from the jail to the,
Went up that alley, didn't it, to the east side?
yes, that's correct.
I've always heard about it, but I've never been escorted through it yet, so.
Then there was a tunnel between the current jail and the old school building across the street.
Been in that
2 tunnels. The tunnels still exist, they've been closed on the ends, but they're still there.
our COO, John Barbie, was actually project manager for that courthouse renovation when he first got out of university at Purdue University. So one of his first couple jobs, so. It's interesting that we're doing it again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Scott, you want one of these books?
I've got the one from the previous meeting in March, I believe, February or March. I would assume that's what I'll be.
It's even more detailed, and if you ever wanted me to come back to do the full BOT presentation, I'd be happy to do
We
so.
might.
Yes, sir.
EMS Director Doug. Not here.
I have an appointment at 8:30, but I didn't think he'd get back.
Might come a little later, okay?
No, he's not going to be here. He asked me to say that if you wanted to review that and then table it to the next meeting. It would be
And what is it we're reviewing?
the medical
Yeah, it's
bill that
for
we
the
have in
ambulance.
Florida.
Those are pretty common. They ask all medical creditors to take a reduced amount, and they'll get paid sooner. They're pretty common anymore, so, but it takes the commissioner to approve it.
I'll make a motion to take the last.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second to table that until, Doug can be here. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yes, we're ready for you, Mike.
I figured I'd just help speed this along a little bit, because I know you get this.
We're way ahead of time.
I know that Commissioner Pearson likes to have speedy meat.
I see.
Good morning, gentlemen. So the first one, the Duke Energy Grant, that is a fully funded grant from Duke Energy Community Relations that I applied for middle of last month. We were awarded $5,000. What I plan on using that for is we can purchase some weather radios. As you know, about 2/3 of the county is not covered under the outdoor warning system, or as most people call them, the tornado siren. Normally we get some FEMA grant money through the state to purchase the weather radios. Last couple of years we haven't got any, so I can get, talking to Midland, I can get about 200 radios with the batteries. So once that check comes in, I plan on getting those radios purchased, and then
How will you, excuse me, how will you distribute those?
I'll put it out on Facebook and run an ad through the comment, letting them know that the weather radios are available, and we prefer for the outlying areas to be handled first.
Okay.
And that, like, just like what I normally did in the past, when I was getting it through FEMA. And then there will be another grant that's similar to that one through NIPSCO coming open, that I'll be looking at possibly trying to get some stuff for down there in the building, depending on how much it is. So I'll have to see what the funding efforts are on that. And then on the VHF update, I was holding off till I got more quotes, but I've got 2 of the 3 companies. One is from Advanced Radio Systems. Did I give you 4?
I agree.
Did you?
Thank you.
Advanced Radio Systems came in at about 44,000, and J&K Radio came in on their combined quote at 38,828.91. I haven't got anything back from Motorola yet. I'm not sure what you guys wanted to do right now, just because it's unsure what the future of 911 is gonna hold. If it's staying in the old building, if it's going to the new jail, to invest, $40,000-$50,000 to turn around and move it in a couple of years. Then that's totally up to you guys. Right now, we haven't had a whole lot of static, but it's been dry.
Okay.
We haven't had a whole lot of rain, and the moisture's been down, and that's what was causing a lot of our problems in the winter and in the spring, is the moisture getting into those phone lines that have been eroding over the years.
I don't know what we're doing either. I mean, we're just kind of grouping along here, hoping that we
To
can
me,
figure it out.
$40,000 or $50,000, if it saves one life, it's worth it.
Okay. I won't argue that, at all.
To me, my public safety is number one.
Sure.
I think we need to really consider about doing this, even though we don't know what we're gonna do with 911. We know it's staying where it's at. We know we have issues. If this can help fix maybe, 1 or 2/3 of the problems we have down there.
And what it's doing is to try and break it down into layman's terms. Right now, the VHF is run from dispatch through phone lines out to the Harley Tower, which is out there on 410 Road. The phone lines over the years have been spliced and they're corroding, and the junction boxes, you see them all broke along the highways and that, so the roads and that get in there and they come back in, they re-splice them. The moisture gets in, and that's what causes the problems with the static and everything over the lines. What we're doing is taking the telephone lines out of the problem, bringing the base stations from the tower into dispatch, having a smaller antenna there that's already there, and turning that VHF tower out at the Harley Tower, turning it into a large repeater, is basically what we're doing. Which will be able to transmit and bounce off the other repeaters in the county.
So, how much does it cost for our inadequate phone line out there? You know that?
Did you ever get an actual cost per month from Frontier? What we're paying
Like $85.
for the VHF one?
Oh.
For that deadhead line?
It was $250.
$250 a month.
250 a month,
Roughly.
compared to $50,000 here.
Right. Now, they haven't given, now Frontier is not giving me a cost on replacing those lines. Or if they would even do that.
To me, it's be an emergency service like that, and if we have issues, they need to dedicate one line to us. So, you know, I think they failed the community because they can't, because even some of the businesses have been going down. Where they can't use their,
Well, our admin lines, the admin lines in 911 have been going down on a regular basis.
yes. So at least we can fix one problem, fairly simple.
I mean, if you guys wanted to hold off on, of course, you're not gonna make a decision today, but if you want me to reach out to Frontier again and see if I can talk to some higher than what I've been talking to find out the cost of replacing those. If he can give me an answer on replacing the deadhead line.
I still think this would be the better way to go.
What do you think, Lawrence?
Well, I wonder about the, service, I mean, technology, electronics. Is there backup for the repeater system? If there is a problem with the repeater
The
system?
backup, so, right now, there's a backup repeater at if the Harley Tower goes down, the backup is at the transfer station.
Is where,
At the transfer station, but that's run off telephone, that's the same,
that's a line.
that's a line as well.
Is that monitored, that line monitored, does it work? Is it working?
It's got the same issues.
Same issue.
When we switch over, if you've heard the tones go out, especially when
I'm
it's
not the most positive service, this service we get out there, I think the repeaters the way to go. I can see advantage to that, but I wouldn't have done the mechanics of it all.
Right. The most
This
reliable.
system,
Because electronics will fail you too at times.
Right. Well, everything, I mean, the only 100% guarantee of anything is not to build it or, it's like security. The only way to 100% guarantee security of something is not to build it.
I understand with the wire, with it, every time you splice it, it loses.
Right now, we got news that's gonna be doing the road out there, they might cut it again. Be redoing the road. I believe they're widening it too, aren't they, about 8 inches on each side?
What, 421?
Yeah. They're gonna redo it from Roseville to us.
Right. Well, they got that turn line that they were talking about doing too.
Up there by
So if I understood Lauren's question right, if we would go with this, is there any backup system for it?
The transfer station.
We would still have the backup.
So if we discontinue the main line, we'll still have
We
the,
should, yes. We would still have
That's why I asked.
or we could look at just
Is it-
bouncing. Let me double check on that one, because I might be able to just have that repeater. But we wouldn't need it then, if I'm thinking correctly, but I'll double check, because we wouldn't need it, because you wouldn't have to have the phone lines. Because the phone lines are completely taken out of the equation, and everything is ran right out of dispatch. So
The
it's
only
just.
thing we have then would be the repeater.
Right. And then your amount of line that you're running is just right there in dispatch. So you have no phone line.
Does this qualify for that money we got from COVID?
I'm not gonna touch that one.
I don't know.
Ed, do you know?